One of the biggest problems that buyers run into when looking for property in Bozeman is finding a place that has enough space for the privacy you're looking for without sacrificing the convenience that you want. But this one might check both boxes. This home was built in the 70s, but the majority of it has been updated, and you cannot beat this location. It's on just over 2 acres at the end of the road. I'll show you the full extent of how far this property reaches, but it sits on the lake for the Mystic Heights neighborhood. And only the people who live here can use this lake. So it's really unique and a special little neighborhood. You can see there's lots of landscaping, a lot of mature trees, tons of aspens on the property. So that's one of your neighbors there, and then the other one is, you can kind of see it on the other side of the truck there. So you really have quite a bit of privacy here. So this home sits at the end of the cul-de-sac on Bristol Lane in Mystic Heights. So you have end of the road privacy, and you will see the views that you have out of just about every window. So if you take a right from the front door, you have laundry, tile floor, stackable unit, some shelving, and then you do have a utility sink. And across from that is storage, and there's some motion lighting in there. So lots of good storage space right out of the gate. And then you'll see here there are double doors. So if those open up into your primary suite, take 2 steps down. And it looks like engineered hardwood floor. And tile, obviously, in the bathroom. Deep soaker tub. And then the niche there for your products. And then over here you have a walk-in shower. Dual vanities, looks like granite counters. And this home was originally built in 1977, but you can see the upstairs of this home has been updated. The basement is original, which we'll see later, but there's a lot of square footage to work with here. This is a pretty large closet, but it's not a walk-in closet, surprisingly. But what's nice about the location of the primary is it's at the end of the house, furthest from the neighbors. So you really don't hear anybody. The windows are open. The Bridger Mountains are the view out your window. You really don't hear anything but the birds. And then across from the front door, you have what I would consider to be a den. Second living room. It does have an ensuite bath. but there's not a closet, so just an extra space for however you want to use it. Tile floor in here as well that matches the laundry room. Good sized shower. Granite counters. And it is a floating vanity. And then from here, we will go upstairs. So you're really going to love this view. When you walk into the living room, you have the neighborhood pond out your view there, and the Bridger Mountains this way. So take your pick. Gas fireplace with stone surround. Continuation of the flooring that you saw in the primary suite. Tall windows, you can see the window coverings match the wall color very well. And then you have a couple different deck spaces. So you have a door here, and then you have another door over on that side, and then there's a walkout in the basement as well. But let's go out this one. So you have lots of mature trees that you can see the neighbors, of course, but there's a pretty great buffer there. And then you have the pond. Now, or lake, I guess, is what they consider it. This is only for the residents of this neighborhood. So it's incredibly private. You will not have a bunch of people here. It's the seclusion that a lot of people are looking for. And then over here in the trees is part of this property as well. We'll go down there in a bit. So as you can see, it's a pretty open concept upstairs. You could fit a much bigger table here if you wanted to. This one obviously fits comfortably, but if you like to entertain, you could get a wider table as well and have plenty of space. And then this large kitchen island. There are 3 stools. You could probably fit one more comfortably. There's little nooks, or it's not flush. Gray cabinets, and it's like I'll zoom in a little bit. It looks like a texture, but it is not completely smooth, but it's not as textured to the touch as it looks. Continuation of the counter and the cabinets throughout here. 6-burner gas thermidor range and hood system that matches the cabinets. Deep sink. Lots of space on the counter here. And then there's also a pantry. You like the pull-out shelves for potatoes or onions or whatever you want to use it for. It comes in handy. Oh, I did not show you the microwave is over here. And then if you go out this way, you don't see anybody. So peaceful. Choose your view. You can see the little creek and the bridge I'll walk out there in a bit, and then you do have stairs down from the deck. And then on this level you have 2 bedrooms. Both have an ensuite bath, so to the left. Closets are about the same size in both. I'm thinking this is a full-size bed. Yeah, I think it's a full-size bed. But the bed itself is large. Then you have a tile shower in here, different tile flooring, and then that same granite that you saw in the other bathroom. And then this one overlooks the front. So you have lots of front yard, as you can see, and the mature trees in the front as well. Lots of aspens on this property. And then across the way you have another bedroom. Closet in this one. Same flooring. And then same tile floor in this one as the other bath. Same vanity, not the exact same vanity, but same cabinet color, same countertop, same shower tile, same mirror. So like I said, all of this was renovated. I don't know when. That was not shared with me, but the upstairs and the main level were renovated since the original built in 1977. The downstairs has remained. Downstairs has remained in its original condition from what I can tell. Fireplace down here as well. Not quite as much lighting down here as upstairs. You can see the flooring from upstairs goes until you get to the bottom, and then it's carpet. We have a door out to the backyard. This is for storage, and then there's a little mini door in here, which kind of freaked me out. It's locked. I couldn't get it open, so no surprises today. And then you have some built-in cabinetry here for more storage. And then an original bathroom. Looks like linoleum floor. And then you have another bedroom down here. They're pretty deep closets. Don't know what happened up there. And then there's a Smurf tube right here, so I would imagine, actually, I don't see where that's supposed to go. It looks like it goes into the closet actually. So if your TV's up in here, you can plug it in your closet. And then in here, you have like a kitchenette space. This feeling very lake vacation to me. When everybody's all wet and they want to come in the house, they can come in down here. instead of going upstairs in the nice clean house. Butcher block counters, gas range, and the mechanicals over here as well. So you could potentially make this downstairs multi-generational, or if you have an older kiddo who wants some more distance that isn't out of the house yet, or if you just want a guest space that is completely separated, you can do that too. And also, you have an additional door here that goes out to the backyard. So, and it connects to where the door is on that side. So you have concrete. All right, so we're in the backyard. You can see the hedge there, and then the neighbor's house is on the other side. And then you have all these mature trees that run along the little creek. So this is your primary suite window. And then that's the deck off the kitchen and dining side of the upstairs. So you can see there's lots of storage underneath here. Get a little closer. And the property doesn't just stop at the creek, it goes to the other side of the creek. You have a beautiful view of the Bridgers. You can see the creek runs all the way through. So you're still on the property back here, which is just gorgeous. You can see where the fence line is. Very quiet. And then you can see the lake over here. You have a lot of yard space, and most of it is pretty flat. Some of it's gently sloped, but it's definitely flat enough for hosting events. If you wanted to have, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, there was always like a volleyball net set up or something at a family member's house when all the family members got together. This would be great for that. So you can see well spigot right there next to the bench. So your well is here, and then the lid for the septic is beyond the steps on the deck there, between that and the corner of the house. All of this is part of the property as well. Really pretty special property. There's only a few homes that are actually on the water, so you can see kind of where the tent is over there. That's the closest neighbor's property, and then there's another beach beyond that. But it goes all the way to that fence there. Pretty cool. This is such a unique piece of ground that is just getting harder and harder to find, especially in Bozeman. If you have any interest in this property, reach out to me. I would love to help you with it. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more Bozeman property tours.